Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Lone Star Radio on my mind.
Welcome to the Texas Ticket Show. This is Armando, and I'm with Gina, Magally, Rodriguez.
A la orden, aquí estamos. Here we are.
My
So
pleasure.
excited to be back. I've missed
Glad
you.
you're
I
here.
haven't seen you in a while.
I have too. You know, I think about so much of the times that we've got to spend together on the show, and just the smile.
Thanks.
It's
Well,
nice.
'tis the season, right?
It is.
Thanksgiving, and
It
here
is.
we go.
And I'm glad to have you on the show. You know, we have Texas Ticket usually focuses on local events, local happenings, and things going on in the area for the holidays. We have so much coming up for our next episode. You can catch that at facebook.com/TXTicket. But for Christmas, right? But I think the pregame is all the networking that's happening before we close out the year here, right? 'Cause
Right.
There's a lot of
Right.
stuff. And networking seems to have taken the forefront here. And I don't know if it has anything to do with the housing market or how things change or Black Friday sales or, you know,
I think it's
the
a
world at
celebration
large.
of life, of where you are today, of where you want to be. You know, it's the end of the quarter. It's a push for the beginning of next year.
And the last chance to throw out
Right,
some business
and
cards
it's like,
before I call
bam.
it a year. Right. Oh, that's the year. Well,
Right.
We've got some folks here to help us today. We've got Billy Gilly from the Gilly Group is here. We have Adrian from Neck Level Up. We have Jeremy Brayfield, loan officer, and he's going to tell us all about the B&I stuff and some few others. So let's get this show started. Bring them to the table. They're here with us now.
Let's do
Guys,
it.
Welcome.
Hola.
That's a lot of welcomes. So, guys, you'll have to talk directly to that microphone, or they won't be able to hear you. You got to get close to this thing.
That's right.
You got to really get personal. Yeah. Hi, how are you? Well, welcome, guys. You know, I wanted to bring everybody together today because I thought that there was just it is kind of a last hurrah for business. I mean, the business hours as usual is definitely not the case to the Christmas holidays from almost every business in America. So
Right.
that reality being told, my realtor needs to work every single day the rest of their lives until my house is sold. But I get it. It's Christmas, right? It's Christmas. We got to give them a break, you know, right? I mean,
Exactly.
I
And
like
have
to-
fun.
and have a little fun, you know, but networking along the way, you know, and so I think the networking is a real powerful gesture here to, you know, get a lot out there, you know, and meet as many people as possible before we close the books for the year and we make some new friendships for the next year, like you said.
For sure. Exactly.
And you've got I think everybody at the table has a networking event we're going to talk about, right?
Yes.
So and bring up some of the details and then maybe some coaching on how to, you know, max out my time at the networking event, you know, make sure I made it worth it, you know. And there's different tiers of getting involved. You know, you can be an attendee, you can be a sponsor, you can be a host, you can be a guest.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of ways to play at a networking event. And Billy, have you done all those parts?
Oh, every one of them.
Okay.
All right. So I'm Billy Gilly. I'm with the Gilly team. That means I work with my wonderful wife, Casey, husband and wife team here in Montgomery County, Woodlands, Conroe area. And I've held every role and done all of those. I can say that just go enjoy it most of the time and get up. And if you go with
Right.
people you know, meet people you don't. That's one of the
Exactly.
biggest things. Don't get in a clique. Get around and shake hands and meet people, and they're there to meet you too. So it can be a lot of fun.
True.
Don't
Absolutely.
click. I'm going to write that down.
Oh,
Advice number one.
one-liners,
You've got an
exactly.
event. Let's get yours out of the way because it seems a bit self-serving. You know, I mean, because I love this event and I go all the time. So it's really.
Exactly. You know, one of the things that I like to focus on, especially here in Montgomery County, being here for over 10 years, is that this goes way back, you know, childhood. I'm all about networking naturally. And so going into real estate was a big, huge dynamic change that it's like, oh my God, you're everywhere in the community. Why not meet every industry? And so we started this year, Biz and Booze, you know, with One Property Group, and I'm on the G-Rod team. And one of the things is that we said is it's who do we want to work with? You know, our broker, Monica Brasovsky, she knows so many people in Montgomery County that it's just like, well, why don't we know who you know? And that's how it just began. And so it's Biz and Booze. It's going to be on the 7th of December.
And Gina was like head of the Rotary for a long time. I mean,
Yeah, Monica. Monica was
sorry.
head of the Rotary. I mean, she was
Looking at you, saying-
Montgomery Chamber. And so she did
She had everybody in
all
there.
the bells and whistles, and she knew so many
She's
people.
got like school board coming there, mayors, council members, you know,
Yes,
just
yes.
the folks you'd see maneuver through the Rotary over
Right,
a year's time.
right.
You know, and they were it's like, yeah, she knows a lot.
A lot of people, to where she just
Naturally,
told
wouldn't
us at our team meeting this morning, it's just like, I can't walk into Kroger without knowing somebody.
That's great.
And it's like, that's what we want, you know? We're following you, but she's been a great leader in our team and our foundation at the agency. And so it's been a hip, hip hooray. And it started with 20 people, 40 people, 60 people, you know? And so now 80 people, and it just
So we're
keeps growing.
Talking about the Biz and Booze event.
Biz and Booze events, yes.
and this one is
all
gonna be
kinds
where?
of industries. So this one's going to be at the Blue Moon Farm. I don't know if you're familiar with that little venue, super cute in Conroe. And so we're really excited because obviously every third Thursday of the month, this month is Thanksgiving. We're skipping
So that's the 7th.
November. So it's December 7th. Yeah, so make sure. Go out to Blue Moon Farm, and I mean, it's going to be something
pretty little
out of
place
the
out
ordinary
there.
for us because it's not just a networking event. It's going to be entertainment, live band, food, and so it's more of a biz and booze,
Event.
networking, Christmas event. Yeah,
That's
So
cool.
We're excited.
Yeah, and that's a really pretty place.
It really is. It's
Any of you
beautiful.
guys been there? Been to this Blue Moon place?
Blue Moon Farm.
Blue Moon Farm.
Yes.
It's on the east side of 45, across the tracks right there. It's
Yes.
a little dirt road that goes back to this beautiful barn kind of setting back there and event venue.
Beautiful. You can't imagine it's back there.
Yeah,
Very
make sure you get that street sign out there. If they make their way out there, it's a gorgeous
Exactly.
place. You can see it online, get some of those photos. And,
Yeah, it's very
uh,
nice.
they do weddings and stuff out there.
Weddings,
it's that
private
pretty.
parties.
It's party. That place
Yeah.
pretty. And Adrian, you've been working as COO for the Net Level Up group, and I know y'all meet at some really cool places. But steady, regular places, steady work, working every day. And again, our philosophy is network every day. I mean, in some fashion, whether it's at your church, at your community hall, at your meeting the butcher we were talking about. What would you tell the butcher? Well, not much, 2 please. I mean,
Right.
you build a relationship. When his house he needs to buy a new one. When he needs to
Yes.
rent the extra room, or where you can help him in his business if you're a realtor, or a lender, or a home buyer. So you've got working with the Net Level Up group, and y'all over at Baker Street in the Woodlands, right?
Yep, for one of our events. Yeah.
Okay, tell me about it.
So I'm Adrian Rojas, by the way, COO, Vice President of the Net Level Up Networking, and owner of In-Home Floors, based out of here in Conroe. So the networking event that you're talking about is once every other month, and the idea is just to give people the opportunity to come and meet each other, right?
Okay.
It is a pure D networking event. Nobody's trying to sell anything. It's come together. People can sponsor it, have drinks, and just hang out and talk. And it's been a very successful event. It used to, we started them probably 8 months ago, and we're doing them every other month. It started with 20 people, and now religiously we've got 80 to 100 people showing up at Baker Street once every other month. And so it's been pretty great. But the most, the closest one coming up is actually this week. So we've partnered with Matthews Light.
Oh, yeah, that's Animal Lights
at,
Foundation.
Yeah, at Deacon Baldy's, and we're doing a benefit event. So we're turning it into a network event, but also being able to give back to the community, which is a pretty
What's the
big thing
date
for us.
on the Deacon Baldy's
Oh
event?
no, it's this Thursday, so November the 15th,
Already passed.
Yeah. Because, yes.
16th.
Okay.
Yeah, 16th. Sorry.
Yeah, that was yesterday. So let's scratch that. So, but anyway, you got Baker Street coming up, like I was suggesting. That event is what day is that?
Well, we haven't set one because it was going to fall on Christmas, which we can't do. So we're setting it for
January?
January.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're trying to work with Baker Street to make sure we get the right day. But that will be coming, and we're all over Facebook and social media, so it's going to
we'll
be
catch
pretty out there. Yeah.
And Jeremy Linder, loan officer, years in the making, seasoned veteran, BNI member, manager, owner. I don't know. You tell me.
Presidente.
Presidente, CEO.
So
Question.
I got lots of them. It's the rapid round.
Hit me hard.
Tell me about it. Tell me about Jeremy.
Well, thank you for having me on, Armando.
you're here, man.
From another life here. And, oh man, I got to, it's been 23 years since I got to Conroe from Dallas. Wow, that's amazing.
Wow.
My name's Jeremy Brayfield, and I'm with SWBC Mortgage. I'm a residential lender here in Conroe, Woodlands area. And I met my good friend Billy here, Billy Gilly, about 2.5, almost 3 years ago. And he was trying to start up a networking group. And so he organically from the very beginning, and so he just started his own networking group under BNI.
Really, that's y'all's baby there. This is how this started.
No, BNI is international organization.
Okay.
But he had to build it.
Yeah, they'll give you the opportunity to start one.
So-
I
which
see.
means you got to go
cool.
recruit 19 people.
He couldn't get in one, and because their positions, they only have one chair per spot. Like, so if you're one realtor per deal, one floor guy, one contractor, one of everything, right? And so there's no conflict of referring within that community. Anyways, so he brought me in, and we built this thing. And
you're
it's
the
been
one
awesome.
lender.
So I'm the one lender. Yeah,
The lender.
We had a lender, and he decided to go off and pursue a dream. And I had met Jeremy, and I called him. He said, it was Disney World, wasn't it?
It was Orlando for a conference, a realtor conference.
In line with these major people. I call, and he's like, I'm sorry, I have to step away and take this call.
Yeah, it's two huge brokers I've been trying to meet forever that actually flew to Orlando to meet, and I'm in the middle of the meeting with these guys, and I'm like, excuse me for 1 second, I have got to take this call. And they go, no, I appreciate that.
Wow.
Yeah, so he goes, hey,
that was
position's
impressive. I was like,
open.
yeah,
He
he's
said,
in.
I'm on a plane tomorrow. I'll come meet you. Bam. So,
Nice.
boom, we built it. We got it up. First year, we passed $500,000 in business, I think.
Yeah, we did $550,000 in our first year.
Yeah.
That's fabulous.
First week this year, over 100,000 in business already, so we're growing strong organically within our community. But outside that, we meet every Wednesday at McKinsey's Barbecue.
Every
right
Wednesday.
here in Conroe, 7:30 a.m. At McKinsey's Barbecue. And, we just have tacos and kolaches and coffee, and it's welcome to anybody who wants to come join.
What time is that?
7:30 a.m. at McKinsey's Barbecue on Wednesdays.
7:30 to 9
We
o'clock.
will not meet next week because of Thanksgiving.
And people have to cook,
Yep,
That's right.
including yourselves, gentlemen.
So, but it's a lot of fun. We really enjoy it, and then we like giving back to the community in these other. We're so excited to hear about these other events out here that Adrian and Gina are doing, because I mean that's where it's all at. You know?
I got one too.
And
I got
and
one too.
Armando.
Yeah.
Now it's your turn.
Yeah,
Where's
so
your
now it's your
flag?
turn.
Where's your
My turn.
flag?
Hi, I'm Armando.
Welcome to the show, Armando.
Here's your mic back.
So glad to be here. The Arts and Spirits, empowered by True Texas Solar event, is a networking event at the Perfect Round at Marcel Plaza in Grand
Central Park.
right out in front. And there'll be complimentary food. There's an art. We have a Gabe Leonard art gallery coming, and the guy does these Western art that's just fabulous. And so he's going to come and show 4 or 5 pieces, or the lady who owns the gallery. And then they're going to have the Camilo's Jewelry is going to be out there showing some jewelry pieces that they have for the holidays and things like that. November 28th. It's Tuesday. So it's 5 to 7 on Tuesday. You come get some drinks, get a free meal, you know.
Love the Perfect
out.
Round.
Hang out.
Yes.
Cool place.
It is a cool place. I think
Great
it's going to take some
cognac.
great photos, and I think the photography was from our perspective as a local marketer, and I do marketing for a lot of local businesses, and one of our tasks is always create content. And I'm like, well, depends on what kind of work you're in, you know how good that's going to go. You know, I mean,
Right.
if you know you. My concrete guys keep sending me pictures of parking lots. You know, it's like, wow, they're serious too.
amazing.
You
Hey,
should
but they're getting the
see
job
this
done.
lot.
Getting the job done, and before
You see
and
the
after.
sunset? You see the sunset?
Yes.
You see the sunset in the back of the parking lot? You see it? We got up early. We worked late. You know, like, oh, okay. Wow. You know, and it's perspective. So one of the ways that we help to generate some content is to have very nice events or photo
That's right.
photo quality events to get those new eyes we talk about. That So for Golakeconroe, it's always about new eyes. Because, I mean, I think most of the people at this table can handle babysitting their existing clientele. These are my family and friends and people who've already bought from me anyway. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's my grandmother you're talking to. You know what I mean? She doesn't need to see, a whole marketing extravaganza, but the people I don't know do. But how do I separate that? How do I get to just the people I have not met and make sure that most of my finances and budget and effort is focused on new eyes? Well, it's things like this, like BNI, like Net Level Up. It's like Biz and Booze. It's like Arts and Spirits, so these are the ways you can go out and meet people you don't currently know, which is the best part. So the
Right.
further distance between us, the better off I can serve you.
Expand your
Exactly.
network.
Right. And that's something that we've been talking about lately. Network every day. Or it's
So-
not a day.
Yeah, so Grand Central Park Conroe is at the 28th, 5 to 7, and it's at the Perfect Round, and right there in Marcel Plaza. And I didn't know Perfect Round is always paired with Marcel Plaza. And they got one in Dallas and Austin and some other places, and they're always paired together.
Interesting.
The setting. What is that about? Do you know much about that out there in Grand Central? Why that Marcel Center is paired with its vendors that way? Is it just the buyer?
It's just a networking relationship. Yeah, they just have a strong relationship with them, and I love playing golf with Perfect Round. You can play inside when it's raining, so it's
a beautiful
nice, and you can play
place.
till 2 in the morning if you
That
want.
place will take great photos. You can get great pictures, and yes, you can
Yeah.
stay all night. I've heard. So, yeah, love it. But it's definitely got that country club feel. It's nice. It's posh.
It's nice. It's nice, new. It's crafty. That whole area that they've built down there is really neat. They've got some great restaurants from the Cutery to Mezzi's, that whole area. He's done really
Right.
nice. We actually office in the Apex co-working space right by there.
Okay, cool.
So
Yeah,
I
I
can
know where you're at.
literally walk over there
Oh, that's right.
Nice.
That's not too bad.
Convenient.
Perfect.
And stay till 2 in the morning.
and stay
Yes.
till 2 in the morning and then walk home.
So now the Net Level Up, it just kind of rolling back to that again, and the reason I want to bring that back in is because it's become like where I know where it is. I mean, I knew Mackenzie's, right? I knew Mackenzie's from BNI off the top of my head. I just didn't know when and what time, and I don't think I could tell you exactly what day. Everybody's like, oh, the farmers market's the first Tuesday of every month. Sip and Stroll is the first.
Yep.
Right.
They're all just days now. It's kind of like if everything was dangerous, nothing's dangerous. You know what I mean? If there's an alarm on everything, I'm not even looking anymore. You know what I mean?
True.
So these days, how do you get that day for Net Level Up? How do you help to make that day special?
The day you're talking about
day that-
for
Every 2
that
months, I
event.
guess?
Yeah, when it's coming,
Well-
when you want to.
Well, here's the deal, and that's kind of a harder question to answer because when we made the Net Level Up, we wanted to make it something different, right? Because there's a bunch of networking groups out there, all of them great and have their thing. We wanted to have our own thing. So instead of frequent meetings and requirements, we wanted to have people, but more so showcase the events. So not only do we have the big Level Up Net events, we have an event coordinator for each group that's creating events that all the other groups are coming to. So we've got, sometimes 4 or 5, even 6 events every month.
Cool.
Instead of we have one meeting a month, but then several other networking events, sometimes community outreach, sometimes meant to get the business owners together, sometimes just to get everybody around a barbecue pit and getting to know each other a little bit better, right? Like you mentioned before, it's about having a good time, right? So it's hard to say that there's just one event that we push. We want to get everything. We want to be known as the event place. Whether you're at a part of the net or not, if you come to a net event, you're going to be greeted with a lot of people that are there to come, meet other people, and have a good time, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We've noticed
Right.
door
Yeah,
prizes. I got my Olin Mills there. They did the stills, the photos and stuff there.
Yeah.
The photographer was there doing that stuff.
Moonshine.
Yes.
I just love the
yes.
diversity to it all. There was like a podcast going on over there in the corner somewhere.
You were everywhere. You were working the room. I remember
Yeah, no,
that.
all that stuff. I'm like, this is cool. Now we're talking. Now we're talking.
Right.
I got into it. I enjoyed it. And it's fun like that, and I like a pace. And I know with Biz and Booze, you've been trying to also bring more of that flair by adding more. Matter of fact, they're calling it an event now.
Right.
It's the
Yeah.
get together known as Biz and Booze.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
yes.
It's something else now. So
Right.
tell me about a little
and
bit.
the concept was, basically, it started as a networking event, but it's just, you have to feel the flavor of the crowd and your audience. And so that's why I think when you have, Blue Moon Farm to support the actual Biz and Booze, why not come on out here, So it's a double whammy. We're pushing that venue as much as we can because it is.
How much does it cost to get in over there?
No, it is free of charge that night of the event. And so it's
It's
every
free?
third, yes, it's every third
Drinks
Thursday.
are included?
Yes. Come on out. We have sponsors taking care of all
Okay.
of our guests, yes.
Some food?
Yes. Music, dancing. Bring those dancing shoes.
So those are the extras. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so that's
the
why
stuff.
that's why I was saying that
earlier.
Biz and Booze has now transitioned only for December to an actual Christmas event.
And what was
you know?
that date again?
I know the date is the 7th of December.
7th of December.
5:30 to
At
9:30,
the Blue Moon
and
Place. Yeah.
it is normally every third Thursday of every
Susan,
month.
is Susan going to be there?
Susan?
Susan's
Oh no, someone else. But
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Just didn't know if you were bring my friend Susan out there because Susan's
Yeah,
going.
shout out
know,
to Susan.
I'm coming
Whatever.
either way. I was going to say, if Susan's going, I'm going. I'm like, damn it, you're already going.
But yeah, like I
It sounds like
said,
give that away twice.
and why not? Why not do something original for Christmas?
Yeah.
And I think that's the idea behind it.
So, and
like it.
you moved your date for the before the Thanksgiving one, but you've got like 3 more scheduled at BNI before the end of the year.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So, is there any end of the year plans for BNI and what they're gonna? Do y'all do a Christmas BNI?
We just did
Christmas
a,
exchange, white elephant.
we just did our philanthropy this past weekend for the Operation Shoebox to stuffed a bunch of shoe boxes for children. To
Oh,
pass
yeah,
out around
cool.
the world.
Yeah.
Nice.
And,
Yeah, we just did that, and then we also still support Arrow Childhood Ministries. They were in our group for a while. They'll have a December bike giveaway coming soon to support foster children.
Bike giveaway. I've
Yeah,
seen that.
so a lot of us will go participate in that, and then we will have our little BNI Christmas party.
Little Christmas party.
And then I think we're all throwing some client events to network with our clients
Nice.
and do that. So it gets busy.
Cool. Yeah. And okay, so going back to let's talk about networking and how to take advantage of it as a guest, right? So I think we've made clear everybody's event and how it can help briefly. And we can go back and touch on that as we go along. But as a guest, now I'm coming to a networking event. I'm new to the area. We need to do business before the end of the year, right? We can't start next year. We started last month, and I'm just now making it to the networking event. Right. So that position. Now, how do you help this guy acclimate and come in? I mean, I've actually had people walk up to me and tell me they're nervous. They don't know anybody. Are you going to be there? I'm like,
Right.
why are they asking me if I'm going to be there? I mean, no, I don't know. Maybe
Yes.
why, and I don't want to answer
Yeah.
this. It's a loaded question. Yeah, I'm going.
it's a nerve-wracking thing.
It
Yeah, they don't wanna
really
go.
Is. That actually happened to me. One of our newest agents called, and I felt horrible because I could not make it. And, so I called my broker. I need you to just be the cheerleader. Introduce, because that's what they want. You invite them, you introduce them to everybody.
Yeah, how do you feel about that acclimating over at net level, getting
Well,
them?
I mean, first, for that person that's having a hard time or nervous about coming, everybody there is nervous about coming. Even the people that have been networking for a long time. When you walk into a room full of people, unless you know a bunch of people, it's nerve-wracking for everybody. But, there's a few ways to alleviate that. One of the things that I like to do, and I tell to people that are new to the net or networking, is go into it with a plan.
Okay.
If you don't have a
Right.
plan for success, you're planning on failing, right? So go to it with a plan. It could be something simple as going, and I'm going to go and talk to 5 roofers, or I'm going to talk to 10 different people that I don't know. Just something informal, but have a plan. That way you can go and stick to that. And then secondly, stop chasing people with your business card. Go there, just talk. Have a conversation with
Right.
somebody. 9 times out of 10, if you're having a good conversation with somebody, halfway through there and be like, what is it that you do? I need whatever it is that you do. I don't even know but I need it yet. Do you have a card? Can I have your card? I promise you, they're going to hold on to that card more so than the other 50 that's in there. But when you come and here, have my business card. What's your name? I mean, the first thing that thing is going is into the other
Right.
pocket. But,
Sure.
yeah. good
Well,
point.
at a BNI event, new member comes in. This is our newest owner, Mr. and Mrs. Bob. They'll be taking their first trip to Jamaica. Let's welcome them out, folks.
I think one of the best things about BNI is it comes with structure, right? So when you go to a BNI meeting, each member
Right.
gets 60 seconds to tell you who they are, what's a good referral, hopefully a story or something that they did. And then, so by the time that's
Right.
done, you're like, oh, okay, I know who they are, what they do. Well, your guests and visitors get to do that too. So after the members go, they get to go. So carry that over to networking events, right? I don't carry paper cards, but I always carry this. So it's a QR code.
tap.
Somebody can just take a picture, and I'm on their phone. They don't have to enter it. Boom. Make it easy. But take that commercial to the networking event. And when you meet somebody, say, hi, I'm Billy Gilly. I work with the Gilly team. Here's what I do. Oh, I just recently helped someone relocate from, say you're from California.
Right.
Just helped a family relocate. I've related, and then I remind them who I am. I'm Billy Gilly. It was so nice to meet you. I hope we can go get some coffee later on.
Bam.
And then you walk away. Now they know who you are. They've heard a story. They relate, and they're going to remember you. And then when they hand you your card, follow up. Give them a call. Say hi. Send them
Right.
a text. Nice to meet you.
Right.
Yeah, that's the key for me.
We and like he said, we talked about structure, and so ahead of time, we know a lot of times who's coming. So we'll reach out to them and send them a text, a call. We're so excited that you're coming. I'll even put them on a slide up to make them feel important. Their
That's
name,
awesome.
their
I love
business,
that.
everything. So hey, we like to welcome
A nice
in
little highlight.
Gina Magally. You know, she's
Yeah.
a realtor with
Exactly.
this company, and we're so happy that you're here. And then I have somebody who's a visitor host, who that's his whole his or her
cool.
whole job, and he will go meet and greet that person and find and introduce that person into key people that they need to meet.
Wow,
that could
that's great.
Really refer them people, because we want to refer them whether they join our group or not. We're going to send them business, and we're going to get business from them somehow, like
Yeah, Right. sure.
organically, hopefully throughout the whole process. So it's just a really oil machine. You know, it's a good process.
And I've noticed your correspondence in every respect has always been just top notch. I mean, I don't ever even send an email without getting a formal one in return. Thank you for the email, even if there was no reply. You know, you're definitely good at the correspondence, and as well as managing the group and that type of detail that I think makes it intimate and makes it important, which is a big black spot for me. I mean, I got nothing working in that category at all. It's anybody comes, anybody serves. Hope you have a good time. I want to take a lot of pictures. Let's have some fun. You know, boom. You know, and that's
Right.
cool, but it's not necessarily as that formality and effectiveness that's needed for that kind of regularity. Maybe something that Biz and Booze could adhere to with its regularity and Net Level Up. I'm sure you do. Do you have membership over at Net Level
Yes.
Up, right?
Yeah, we
So
do.
they sign up officially.
Just making them
absolutely.
feel welcome,
Very similar,
right?
yeah.
You know, just having someone, your people, make them feel
Right.
welcome, like
Yeah.
you're excited that they're there, you know, and then that just kind of takes that edge off, like you were talking about.
Yeah.
because they all have that edge, you know. I mean,
Speaking of taking the edge off. So you got to put, you got to. You were talking about, and I've been hearing the street's been talking about this dueling piano place in the Woodlands.
oh yeah, yeah. So
I can't wait to go.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
wow. I
yeah,
can't
what
wait to go
is
again this week.
Two tones, right? Two tones.
Two tones,
in
I'm
the
guessing.
Woodlands.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. Like, yeah,
Absolutely.
okay.
We have
Tell me about
we,
it.
We have a sister group that
I just
networks
heard
with
two
us
piano
Yeah.
places.
that
That's
is
it.
going to actually start doing their networking group.
Yeah, they actually came through our BNI. And
Yeah, Moneymakers is meeting over
That's
there.
cool.
Money
That's
Bank,
right.
That's right.
Love it.
So they just signed their contract. I think today. I heard. I was talking to their president this morning, and so yeah. But two tones, dueling pianos.
That's fabulous.
In the
I
Woodlands,
love it.
across from the Woodlands Mall. I mean,
That's
I can't
great.
wait to tell my wife about it. She's gonna be
That's
dragging me
great.
there.
Imagine going there for some networking. I mean, granted, you know, it's kind of like taking your first date to a loud club. You know, it may not always be the best idea, but it still seems like it'd make great,
It's a memory.
great content.
How
great
cool is
content.
Great content.
How cool is
Oh,
it
yes.
to see a brand new business in the Woodlands being supported by a networking group just like
Absolutely.
yours? So 75 to 80 people are going to be pounded through there on a weekly basis every morning, or not morning, it's an afternoon group. So it's a happy hour group.
it is.
So they're going to be
okay.
pumping in some money into this new organization there before they even get into the evening show for their
Right.
their
Because they could stay there.
I'm
And
telling you.
Live it
and that's
up.
the plan. That's
That's
the idea.
huge.
You go in when it's slower. That's the same thing we did with Baker Street. We go to Baker Street at 5 o'clock before everybody's there, have our networking, our events, and then the people that want to stay and continue networking, it turns into hanging out at the pub and having a good time, making memories.
You're stimulating
Exactly.
a local
That's exactly
business.
it. Yeah.
You're not calling a cold lead. You know, you're doing business with somebody you know, like, and trust, and
Yep.
you're building more
Right.
relationships.
All that
Absolutely.
works. All that
Yes,
works. And I think
yes.
it's a big advantage for the people that go. Small businesses should be inspired to go for sure. And for a multitude of reasons. One, they can meet everybody else in the community and those new eyes. And they're starving for content. And it just depends on the business you're in. I mean, if I had a restaurant, I'd make a specialty dish every single shot. I mean, why not? You know,
Right.
here's our daily soup. You know, the soup of the day. That's great content. You know what I mean? I didn't have to go anywhere, do anything at all different. But I think other occupations that are just not so photogenic, if you will. Like, I mean, a new home is beautiful. You got a lot to show, architecture, things like that. Plumbers are a little difficult. Concrete guys. What are the other ones? Home inspectors. Electricians. Like electricians are like Chinese restaurants. They don't advertise.
They don't have
They
to.
don't have to. Yeah, these don't exist. Yeah, it's shocking, right? Yeah, they don't. And they'll tell you, hey, I'm backed up for 2 weeks. Why would I want to buy that? You know what I mean? You know, maybe you're right. So I'm out of here. What was I thinking?
Was that the plumber that said that?
No, the electricians, you know, they're busy guys. If you can always get the 1-800 Houston guy to come down, you know, charge you the trip charge plus, you know, and then you end up with this other tab than you would have Monday morning from the local guy, but he's going to tell you 2 weeks. You know, if you find a
Right.
Conroe guy that can come emergency service same day, please put him down in the comments below and let us know so our guests know who to call next time they have a 24 hours or less emergency electrical response needed. You know, leave that down there for everybody.
Absolutely.
We don't know that guy. I don't know that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and something to think about. You know, networking is not just about generating business for yourself. So many people think that's about getting business. That's only half of the equation. The other half of the equation is I want someone to give to my customers that I know is awesome at what they do. That way my customer is always coming back to me
Right.
for whatever they need. So having that electrician or the plumber, while they don't need it for marketing, I know that when I send that plumber to my customer's going to come back to me raving.
That is
making
so
me-
true.
I mean,
It
that's
is,
spot on.
absolutely.
It's the other half of marketing. It's not, or networking. It's not just about marketing and bringing dollars in.
Yeah. Mhm. So, is everybody and BNI? How long? How have y'all been holding the BNI?
Our chapter is about a year and a half old.
Okay, and Biz and Booze is one on
This year, yeah,
Fifth?
this year. We started,
Sixth?
I believe, in March.
6 months, 7 months. Yeah, and net level up.
The net, I'm going to safely say 2 years. There was
Around
some
two.
time where we were just
Ish.
networking together before we said, hey, let's do this and spread it and do it better.
Sure.
So
And
2 years.
Going well.
Yeah.
The growth rate's there to see. I
People
just
love it.
don't
Yeah,
know
we just
that-
opened up our third chapter. We've had our second meeting, and we got 15 people there and interviewing 2 more to join the group.
Outstanding.
Nice.
Well, I think Arts and Spirits. It's a true Texas Solar empowered event, and they're it's a one-off. You know, we probably hold networking events every other month, every so often. We'll see how the response goes, and you know, but we're bound to certain areas in Conroe. We stay really tight. We don't get to go to all the glam in the woodlands, you know. But I mean, I want to bring it home to help those here in Conroe in the certain areas that there are targets for certain clients. Like everybody likes Grand Central Park because it's so developing and under construction. It's a target for other clients and
Right.
purposes. You know what I mean? I want to put my Black Friday sale in Grand Central Park, Conroe. Well, good luck with that.
Speaking of that, I was just at a Chamber of Commerce event last week at the Hyatt in Grand Central Park.
Right, and that's your way in, right?
Yep,
That's
and
the way to
that's-
Grand Central Park,
Yep.
Conroe, a networking event at Marcella. You know,
Right.
and I'll there is a car show at the
at the
Grand
Lake
Central-
House.
Yeah, at the Lake House. The car show is November 25th from 3 to 6 at the Lake House. It's a 3-hour event. You can contact Lifestyle at GCPRAI.com to learn more about that. It's old classics, new as the DJ, face painting, balloons, all that's going to be out there on the 25th. You can go to Grand Central Park. And that's a great way to meet those folks if I'm a realtor or a lender or an electrician or the plumber or maybe even the concrete
Yes.
guy.
Oh, I'll be out there.
You know,
I
it's
promise.
a good mingling event. It
is.
It's a great place to get to know that. And what was the term they use when realtors learn a market to want to like canvass a neighborhood? They call it canvassing or profiling a neighborhood. They like stalk.
You might get in trouble at some point. Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, Grand Central Park is a lot of fun. That's why we purposefully moved there for our business.
Yeah.
Because it's a very active community.
Yeah.
So you've got social networks, you've got business networks, you've got a little bit of everything from wine club to car show, and it's very active. And that's what a lot of people look for. They want that sense of community.
Yeah, and so much new there. I mean, it's like I want to tell the new folks that moved to Conroe about what's in Conroe. You know, it seems like these are opportunities to express that voice, and so I guess that's the sell. But also, it's just about knowing that we're letting them know they have choices, except for the places that are right in front of them. You know, there's a lot of people inside. If you got a compass and did a little circle around your community, these are within a 10-minute drive. You know, a 5-minute drive. These businesses want to be recognized by you badly. You know what I mean? And they should. That should be in their focus, along with anything else in that circle. You know, if that's the type of business you're in. I mean, I can't see me passing 7 liquor stores to go to my favorite one. You know, I like that guy, but
Unless it's Costco.
right, right. It just doesn't make sense. We're gonna pass. You know, it just doesn't. It doesn't digest at some point, even if I like you. You know what I mean? So the radius is real important, and keeping, you know, that dial of business. And you were talking about a strategy. Mm-hmm. Well, if that is the only strategy, then I'm kind of done at some point, you know. But you know, keeping on top of the other things that happen in communities that are important to us, and making sure that one, they know that the client is available to service them in whatever they're selling or whatever their goods are or whatever the service they provide to the community. Whether you know, and every other emergency service, you know what I mean? You got to tell these new folks what's going on. Do y'all do like new business welcome packs and stuff that you give like a new guy that's a business as a sponsor, right? Like if someone sponsors your event, is there like this welcome to community pack? Here's everybody else that sponsors with you. You know, here's like-minded individuals that are participating in this event.
Right.
Tell me about what Net does there.
As far as when they're coming to the event versus different than like a meeting, at the event, if you were to come and sponsor the event, you know, you have a whole table and there's different stuff that you can bring and hand out to people and give to them to kind of, you know, little plugs to put your name out there, but also to start conversations with people. You know, you have the table and people are random, you know, uncomfortable, not wanting to know what to do or who to talk to. It's a good way to start conversations.
It says I'm free to talk.
Right.
I want to talk to you. Yeah,
Exactly.
The table kind of says that.
Here's an eraser with my name on it.
Tell me about. Here's that.
You don't have an eraser with your name on it? Oh, let's talk about it.
I make those. You know. Tell me what B&I does for new businesses that get involved to help them, you know, be announced to the rest of the folks or be aware of what's going on at the other members that are in the group.
Well, you know, part of the process with that is when you come on board, they give you what's called a passport to success. And it's basically in the first 30 days, you're going to meet everyone who's in leadership, and they're going to sit down and explain to you how this works, explain to you how to network. I take a lot of the junior people, the youngest ones, to other events and show them kind of like, okay, here's how we network. And I'll go around and introduce them until they're comfortable and just basically showing them, hey, this is how we network. This is how you get to know people, learn about their business, care about them,
Right.
and then they'll care about you.
Yeah.
Like a little mentorship program.
Yeah, part of what I like is helping people grow their business. I just
Absolutely.
enjoy it. I absolutely love it. You know,
Yeah, good.
That's awesome. And any other tips for like that you not tips, but do you think directives that B&I has for, you know, marrying new businesses into the group?
I feel you
Just bring
hit
them
the
in
nail
like
on the
that.
head.
Yeah.
well, we did had a Canadian startup there for a while. They've moved on now, but we were giving away maple syrup. So I mean that helped a little bit. Yeah, I mean it's breakfast, so
You know, interestingly enough, BNI does such a great job with bringing people in. We actually taken some of that within the net and applied it to ours. When we have the events, we actually have a team of the pillars, we call them, and their job is to go find people who look like they don't know what they're doing, talk to them and introduce them,
Right.
much like
That
you know
is
y'all
great.
do at the
That
beginning.
is the right way to
of the
do it.
net,
Mhm,
But at the
exactly.
events, right? So it's when you're walking around awkward with your drink, we actually incorporated that and got that idea.
I mean, they had the
BNI.
courage to come.
They did.
Just
they
tell
got
them.
there.
Yeah, if
Right.
you just get them going sometimes
Yeah.
they just take off.
Yeah,
They're
but I mean,
dying
that
to.
was that was
They
straight
want
out of
to.
BNI.
They
Yeah.
so
playbook.
badly want to. They
Yeah.
they really do, and I get that all the time. Like you said, that someone called you, and I got those calls too, and they're people
Right.
that I know they need help with their business, and I want to help them, but you got to be going. Number one, you got to two be able to give some time to this individual.
Right.
I love the idea of the host. What did you call it?
The visitor host.
That person.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
And
cool.
then right after the
Invaluable.
meeting, that same day or next day, they follow up. Hey, how did you like the meeting? Would you like to join? Can I introduce you to anyone else? And a lot of times, Jeremy or I'll follow up with them too and say, hey,
Appreciate you
Right.
coming out.
That's super cool. And I don't, in normal public, you just don't run into people that are timid like that. I'm sure as a business
Right.
owner, he's a lion. You know what I mean? And the only reason this is awkward is because I don't like public speaking and talking to a bunch of strangers all day. It's weird for him. And maybe he
Right.
doesn't even work the counter or phone at his office. You know what I mean? He's
But it also, it's interesting. I've seen some people that joined and they were so nervous they could not speak straight. And now 6 months or a year later, they're in
Right.
front of
it's-
20,
yeah.
30 people presenting themselves. I'm like, you've come a long way.
Right.
You know?
and it's really them that's coming out. You know what I mean? They're not trying to be someone they're not. That's just about letting themselves be. I think it's just who they are already.
Well, it's
And they just need
overcoming
to-
the fear of.
Yeah, fear of
Are
them.
they
They're
gonna
not
like
gonna
me? Am
like
I gonna
me.
like somebody? Who am I going to talk to and whatnot? So the way I approach it with anybody that I meet in life is I get to know them before I invite them to any networking event. Because if I know if you're shy, bring
that's
your
smart.
wife, bring your 18-year-old son, have that little, support system. And it's important. And they feel like, you know what, you're right. I am going to bring my wife, significant other, boyfriend. I remember you said that to me the other day. Bring your boyfriend to the 28th.
Yeah.
I want to meet him. And I'm like, okay. So, it's just that
Plus
little
one.
ding, ding, ding. Plus one for him. That's right. But it's that extension.
But that was honest. I wouldn't work at Stretch. I'd
know,
really love to
but
meet the guy.
It works. So
Yeah,
you see,
but that
because
was totally
I
genuine.
want him to go with me now. You see what I'm saying? So it's just something that I do personally, and so do you.
And I don't think any of it's ungenuine. I just think that a lot of it's not our natural behavior. When it's not natural for me to get on a pulpit and start speaking, this is weird.
Right.
A lot of it's unnatural. It's just because it's not commonplace. And I think if we can get comfortable about it and say, network every day is part of my routine. It's part of my job as a business owner.
Yes.
And never would I want to put all of it in someone's hands. Right. I
Right.
don't want to hand my entire business to a marketing agency and say, you handle everything. Really?
Then it's
Right.
not your business.
It's not your business. yeah.
It seems like it's very detaching. It's very it lacks that personal touch. I mean, I do marketing, so I mean, I like the idea, but at some point you don't, because half the time I want to help the owner, not take his job. You know what I mean? It's like,
Right.
oh, don't you dare quit because you hired me. Oh no, that's not at all what I'll charge you more now. You know what I mean? That's not what I planned. So it's just not the natural flow, right? To abandon a post because you took another one. So I do feel like networking is
Right.
part of everyone's job, and getting out there and shaking some hands and meeting the community you work or do business in, because you cultivate a good environment of friends, family, network,
Right.
real stuff. It's about helping the community and helping the folks that you expect to see through your door eventually.
Networking makes work fun to me. I really enjoy the
Exactly.
networking part. I'm not going to cold call people. I would rather
No, yeah, no.
anything, right? But I'll go to a network event and I
all
will
day
meet
long.
new people.
All
And
day long, yeah.
And as
Yeah.
long as everybody in the room knows my name and what I do, I mean, I'm good. I don't need to give them a hard time. And if I can get more ridiculous and, they just get silly about the event and try to keep it casual when it doesn't get so, I just, because that makes me uncomfortable, and I'm used to being around a lot of people and comfortable with a lot of people. But when it gets crazy formal, I'm like, I don't wonder what happens now. It's like, when you took that first birthday party for your kids too long, and you need to go ahead and get the cake going. We're still smoking the meat. You know what I mean? What are you talking about? We haven't had dinner yet. Yeah, because some of the mothers are waiting to go, and they need to give the gifts so they can
Right,
get out of
right.
here. Like, this is a thing? They're like, yeah, it's a thing. Moving on. Get the cake out here. Like, oh, yeah, okay. And you run to go get the cake because everybody,
Right.
there's a process, right? And so that, okay, well, even in my own home on my own daughter's birthday, I still found myself displaced about a process that I wasn't aware of. It's it's like, oh, this is the fear. This is my concern. That it's not it's what I don't know. And so the more formal the event, the bigger the odds is something I don't know is about to happen. Yeah. Although I do love, no foregone conclusions. I like a mystery, but Mr. Nino, will you please come up to the front? Wait, what?
What did I do?
No, this ain't happening. It's stuff like that. So it keeps you in this state of I'm puckered the whole time. Just waiting to see what's going to happen here. But I like the intros. I love the screen idea. I think that's really cool. Who doesn't want to see their name in lights? Jeremy, that's amazing. And BNI every Wednesday. Mackenzie's, that's outstanding. Net Level Up, Baker Street. I like the foundation of keeping it in the same place. I'd love to hear more about some of those other events you have throughout the month. And because I know I would think of a couple of them, but I think I know what you're talking about. But I'm not 100% sure. But I'd love to know more about them. Yep. I just never make my way out to Baker Street, and I want to. I need to get out there,
right?
And you know what?
Great spot.
Yeah, and I think always be networking is the policy. So I'd like to before the end of the year catch a few more, and so I'd love to get with you offline and see about those between now and the 1st.
Yeah, well, we actually have tried to make it easier. We've made a website because we have one of the groups does a coffee talk every other week. Another one has a luncheon. There's so many events. So to try to organize it, put it in one place. If you go to the netlevelup.com, we actually have a calendar there that each of our event coordinators pulls into the same calendar. That way, everyone from all the different groups, even people from off the street, can go into there and, hey, I want to see what the net is doing. And they look up, and you can see, we've got 2 events on Wednesday, 1 on Friday, and then that cool long big one on Saturday with links and the Eventbrite and all that stuff. So,
outstanding.
Yeah, on the website would be a good place to see everything that we've got coming up, or follow us on Facebook.
Yeah, and
Nice.
Biz and Booze coming up. This is one December 7th, right?
This is a one-of-a-kind original, yes,
December
because
7th.
we float around.
Yes.
Being in Montgomery County, we do Montgomery, Conroe, the Woodlands, and Magnolia
Yeah, and
every
then
month.
You're gonna, but not every month. So this is the last one for the year.
Correct.
Right.
So
coming back in
moving
January,
on, yes,
we can
I'm
get.
sure it'll be Conroe.
And where will we get our calendar? Is there a Biz and Booze Facebook page?
Yes,
Okay.
there is. Yes, of
Okay,
course.
so you
Biz
just
and
gotta-
Booze or one property group.
You
Correct.
can go there and see the calendar there for that. And then Arts and Spirits, one off. Like I said, we're going to be at the Perfect Round, the Tuesday the 28th from 5 to 7. And the Gabe Leonard Art Gallery is going to be there. Really, I'm a super fan. I hope other people appreciate the art the same way I
And
do.
some
It's kind of
jewelry,
like fishing
too.
in the dark. Yes, Camilla's Jewelry will be out there
Camilla's
showing
Jewelry,
some
yeah.
pieces. And I told them to bring the biggest rocks they've got. And they said they're still only this big. And I'm like, it'll be fine. The biggest thing we got.
Isn't that their slogan?
Yeah. Yeah, bigger is better.
Size matters. or
Size
something like
matters.
that? Size matters.
There you
Yeah,
go.
in the diamond
Size
business.
matters.
Yeah, I guess she's right. Yeah. Well, guys, ladies, thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope everybody takes advantage of what's left of the year to get out and network and meet some folks,
Absolutely.
and the more you can do, the better. I'm on a Tuesday. She's a Thursday. I think the guys are Wednesdays for breakfast, and
Tuesdays.
Tuesdays.
The second and fourth Tuesday of the month is our meetings.
second and fourth Tuesday of the month on the typical. Check all the websites. We'll have the links below. Guys, anything before we close? We good, everybody? Okay.
We're good.
We'll
Thanks.
see you
get
at the
some
next
links.
networking
See you
event,
there, guys.
right?
We'll be right back.
Get out and network.
That's right.
Lone Star Radio.
Audience of One, Wednesdays at 10 a.m. right here on Conroe's 106.1 and 104.5. Listen to the brain droppings of local hosts, me, Andrew Belshner, along with the jewel of Montgomery County radio, Dick Schisler. Topical musings, news stories, oddities, or just weird conversations that we normally have with ourselves, all mixed together with the occasional guest. You can also find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts.
Welcome back to the Texas Ticket. This is Armando. I'm back with Gina Magally Rodriguez, and we're going to go
Yes,
with
sir.
a Punch Your Texas Ticket.
Tell me what's going
segment
on.
of
All
the
right.
show.
What?
Lots of networking. That's what's going on. Woo!
I know
I'm
that-
gonna run
that
out of
was-
business cards. We need a business card sponsor in this sucker.
It's amazing how much is out there, though, Armando.
Yeah,
You
and-
you stop and wonder. That's what our broker tells us all the time. Go out there and network. I don't know what you're doing
Well,
this week, but go out and network.
Network every day.
It's wonderful.
And it's really important that you get out and network every day in a formal setting like these because people are ready to receive you as well as you're ready to receive them. And this gives you an opportunity to do that. And our time is running short for the end of the year. And the reason they're doing this is because they're going to unplug soon. They're about to go on family vacation. They're about to leave.
Absolutely. Check out.
This is the last chance of the year to get to know all these folks, and you can really get aggressive with it and catch all of them on November 28th in Marcel Plaza, the Arts and Spirits event, and the networking event. And then you've got the 28th, right? 28th? The 28th is me. You're the 7th. December 7th.
Mine's the 7th
Biz
of
and Booze
December. Biz and
at
Booze.
Blue Haven?
Blue Moon Group. Blue Moon Farm, sorry.
Blue Moon Farms.
Blue Moon Farm.
And then the Wednesdays and with the BNI and also every other 2 Tuesdays a month for the Net Level Up.
Net Level Up.
And he had some other things. We're going to share some of those. But just really quick on other stuff, the Conroe Cruisers, Saturday night, they'll be going out of the Kroger Marketplace here at 341 South Loop. That Kroger Center has the Conroe Cruisers going tomorrow night, 6 to 9, Saturday the 18th.
Nice.
You can go catch that. It's free. It's all free.
Yeah.
You know, right there at the Kroger. Also on the 18th, Phil Pritchett's at 202 North Main. And they're doing, I think he's guitarist, singer. The car show we mentioned earlier, the 25th at Grand Central Park Conroe at the Lake House. That's Grand Central Park.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
.com. And that's a full car show. These are parked. They're not. With the other one at the Kroger Center, I think they park for a while, then they take off and go on a cruise. So I don't know that, but you can check that out there. One of the things I wanted to mention was the Veteran Support Meeting for Marines is the second Thursday every month at the Conroe Recreation Center, Senior Building at 1202 Candy Cane Lane, Conroe, Texas. Starts at 7 p.m. there.
Right.
Also, we got
What else you got in your wonderful notes of, looks like you got a lot of little words in there.
Highland Fling on the 7th week of the Renaissance Festival. And the final week 8, November
that's
24th
right.
and 25th and 26th, the first Friday of the year. Celtic Christmas week 8. You can catch all of those.
I love that one.
And go out and have a good time with that. There is a lot of cool stuff. We went last weekend.
Now, is it Celtic or Celtic? How do you pronounce that?
I don't know. I said Celtic, but that don't have to be right.
Is it? Because I've always wondered. I say both.
Yeah, this Celtic.
Now I got you thinking.
I don't know.
I think it's Celtic.
Probably so. So
ahead.
let's see. I think. Let's go do-si-do. A couple of quick items over there before we close out
So
the show
much fun.
today. Friday, 11/17. Chuck Wilmer
Tonight.
and that's tonight. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah. This is the breakfast bar and barbecue. What street is that on? You said.
Oh,
Research.
my gosh.
Research.
Yes.
Research, yeah. Friday's
Good
Chuck
food.
is Chuck, and Saturday is Cooper Moorman. Tuesdays open mic semifinals. Wednesdays AJ Santana. Woo! Wednesday 11/22 AJ Santana will be over there. He's a good friend and he's an outstanding musician. I'd recommend that show. I'm going to try to make that one. That's
Awesome.
cool. Let me mark that. And then Ryder Grimes on Friday, Winston Cook and Lincoln Langford on Saturday, Jeff Jacobs on Wednesday again, and Brad Davis that following Thursday. Going back to the big barn where they do the big stuff, the full
Off the
bands.
feeder.
Yeah, and there's more about, usually there's like an opening and a band, and then there's just more to the stage. So they use the big barn for it.
Right.
I had a couple of Terry McBrides on Saturday. And then there's the Frankie Valli tribute and the Four Seasons on Sunday over there.
Fun.
What a night.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys. Friday, the following Saturday, 11/25, Cody Hibbert will be out at the Big Barn. And then this Sunday, 11/26, Cool Freddie E and the Christmas Show. And folks, that's really all I have. I'd like to give a couple quick shout outs. All of the folks that helped, True Texas Solar for helping out with my event, and I know you had sponsors over at yours, and I'm sure all these guys do too. So many.
Lots of sponsors. Thank you. Shout out to all of our sponsors for the Business and Booze event at Blue Moon Farm. Wow. We have a whole list.
Yeah, and
Make sure and
Barsha Auto
shout out
for
to all
what
of
they
them.
do
Yes.
for us. Alamo Title in
Absolutely.
Montgomery with their new
Yes.
office in the Woodlands, and they're one of your
Yes.
sponsors, one of mine, and they're just doing what they can to stay involved and stay in front of
Absolutely.
folks. So it's good we put them out there. Folks, we'll see you next week here on the Texas Ticket.
To the Texas Ticket.